Welcome to Elliot's PT podcast. I'm here to help you find your balance and live your best life guilt-free. I don't believe there is a one-size-fits-all approach for health and fitness. We're all different and we need to find out what works for us. I'm passionate about helping people make realistic, long-term lifestyle changes that they will stick to and they will take with them forever. I don't believe in crazy diets or short-term fixes. We all need to live and find a perfect balance in diet and exercise that suits our individual needs. I want to help you find your exercise mojo, feel great and achieve wonderful things. Here is Elliot's PT podcast by Renee Elliott. Hello, and welcome back to Elliot's PT podcast. Now today I wanted to talk about alcohol, and I get asked this question quite a lot, and how can you still drink alcohol and still lose weight? I see lots of people joining up to different programs, or even lots of times they start doing some of my programs like the Little Black Dress Project and things like that, and then people go into setting goals and they'll make a goal and say, I'm not going to drink alcohol for the 8 weeks or for this duration of the program. Now, whilst that is great, I feel that it is something that you need to be realistic about, because you want to find something that you're going to stick to for life. So if you feel like you are never going to drink alcohol ever again, then that's fine to put that in your program and make that decision. But if you are going to drink alcohol and then you're cutting it out and then you say get weight loss and then you put it back, you start drinking again, and then you are setting yourself up to maybe possibly putting weight back on. So when you are starting a program, I really want you to be realistic with yourself and put those things into your guidelines so that you can stick to for life. It's not just, I'm going to not drink for 8 weeks and then I'm going to suddenly be drinking again normally. So technically, so the most common question I get asked is it still possible to drink alcohol and still lose weight? Well, technically, yes, it totally is possible to still be able to drink alcohol and lose weight, as long as you are still sticking to your calorie budget, and fitting in with your parameters of your macros. Then yes, you definitely can still drink alcohol and lose weight. There are a few things that I think that you should consider when thinking about this, or thinking about what alcohol is actually bringing to you. So just to understand that alcohol has little or no nutritional value. So you are making a choice to choose alcohol over your food calories, which for me, give me food over alcohol any day. So long term, obviously, if our food's going to fuel us, it's going to give us our energy, help our muscles repair, and those types of things. So it is definitely empty calories, and you're not going to get any real benefit from the food. You're not going to get any benefits from the alcohol, like you would from food. Obviously, you're going to get the feeling of relaxing or any of those things. So just be mindful that you are choosing to replace alcohol with food. So again, there is no right or wrong, it's just your choice. And I want you to be presented with the facts before you're making a choice. I do tend to find that if you do have a real goal in mind, you want to lose a certain amount of weight, you would like to have a certain physique, I really do believe that by adding alcohol in, that you may struggle to get the certain physique that you're looking for because of the things that come from alcohol. But again, that is your choice. But sometimes it can be something that hinders you, and it plays more havoc on your body than what sometimes people realize. So I do like to have a drink myself, but I don't drink very often. I've had stages where I may drink more than the other, but personally I choose not to drink that often. Before I had kids, when I was younger, I used to drink quite a lot. We would go out and party and etc. But now, as I'm a bit older, I have 2 kids of my own, I choose not to drink that much because I don't like how it makes me feel. So I do, yes, enjoy a glass of wine, and I have that glass of wine. But other than that one glass of wine, I choose not to have it anymore. As for drinking lots and being hungover, not being able to move the next day, all of those other things, that just doesn't work for my lifestyle. I don't think it's fair on my children to do that, but again, that's my choice. I don't like feeling that way. I don't think it's fair on them the next day that they can't move or they can't do anything. They can't do anything because I'm hungover and I can't move. So I don't enjoy that. So that's why I choose not to really drink. I also have the personality where I like to be in control, so alcohol doesn't help me in that way. So that's my choices. Now, there are lots of celebrities who actually don't drink, and it is something to think about where you look at some celebrities and think, oh, I would love to look like this person. Well, it is maybe something to reconsider when, I know everybody loves the body that Jennifer Lopez has, and how beautiful skin she has and how young she looks. Well, she is a celebrity that does not drink alcohol. Other celebrities that don't drink are people like Sia, Blake Lively, Kim Kardashian, Eva Mendes, Kristen Davis, Zac Efron, Bradley Cooper, Jada Pinkett Smith, Brad Pitt, Kathy Griffin, Calvin Harris, Kristen Davis, I don't know if I've already said her, Eva Mendes. So that's there's just a few, there's lots more. But there are some celebrities who drink. So some of the females, if you think about, that a big motivation for me is aging. I'd like to age well and, look at how beautiful their skin looks and all of those things. Alcohol is definitely a contributor to some of those things. So anyway, that's just stuff that's my belief, but there is no right or wrong. If you like to drink alcohol, it's definitely something that you can put into your program to make sure that you can still do the things you enjoy, which I think is important, especially when you're deciding what to do. I don't feel like you should restrict yourself. So like I said at the start, I said lots of people come and they'll say, I'm not going to drink for 8 weeks. So say to them, are you not going to drink for 8 weeks? But then are you choosing, is that what you're going to do for your life? And they say no. Then I say, well, then put the alcohol in, because you need to work out how to make it work for you. Make it work for you in your lifestyle, because I don't believe in restricting everything and then going back, because that's where you're leading to put weight back on. We've got to find a lifestyle that we can live with and lose weight that way, or lose fat in that way, and then be able to manage it. So that's why the things that I think to consider when having a drink is that alcohol affects your sleep. If you think about it, I hear it all the time, people that reduce the alcohol or stop drinking alcohol, and then they say, I can't believe how much better I slept. I didn't realize I wasn't sleeping as well. So alcohol does affect how you sleep and the quality of your sleep. And sleep is really one of the most important things to consider when looking to lose weight. The other thing is that when you have a lack of sleep, that will affect your hormones. So lack of sleep will affect your hormones, and it affects the hunger hormone, which can then trigger you to overeat or make different choices in foods because you're feeling tired and crappy. And there's a whole range of things that have been studied and proven of when we are not feeling as well. When we are feeling tired, we make those choices. Again, when we're feeling tired, we tend to not feel as energetic. We don't want to get out and exercise or move as more. So alcohol can affect you in that way. And I'm sure we've all been there before when, you may have been out and had a big night, and then the next day you lay on the couch all day because you can't move. I've definitely had days when I was younger where I couldn't lift my head off the couch, and it's certainly something that I do not want to feel that way again. I don't like feeling that way, but those days, that was another day gone for the sake of a few drinks. Also, when we are drinking, it does affect your eating habits. So if you are, again, you have a weight loss goal or a fat loss goal that you have in mind, and then you are drinking, and then you end up getting fast food on your way home from your night out, or there end up being you're somewhere and there's platters and those types of things, and you end up overeating in all of those things. So again, that's an effect that alcohol can have, a knock-on effect that it can from drinking, or and we all know, when we've had too much to drink, we are looking we sometimes get the munchies, and we're looking for that extra food, and generally it's deep fried takeaway foods that we are looking for, or that you can get at that time that you've been out and you're coming home. So drinking can definitely pause or halt your fat loss if that's a goal that you have in mind, because when your body sees alcohol as a toxin. So when you are drinking, that's why you'll notice when you are drinking, you'll pee all the time. Your body wants to flush out the toxins. So it's going to be working on trying to flush out those toxins that you've been drinking. It then, so let's say that we've had quite a few drinks, and then your body's trying to work to flush out those toxins, and then we come on our way home, and we're getting that takeaway food, the takeaway macas or whatever you feel like you need. Then your body it's already trying to get rid of that alcohol, get rid of those toxins, that then you're adding the other toxins into your body, and it's already working hard enough to get the first lot out. So it can definitely pause or halt your fat loss. And again, I feel people, you get up to, they do so well in the week, and then they go into the weekend, and then they're like, but I had this occasion and I had to do this, and it can definitely put a halt on your fat loss. I'm definitely not saying no to drinking. I think that it is something in our society. I think people enjoy drinking. I enjoy having a drink, but I think be mindful of your choices, and you could drink a bit more responsibly, especially if you have a goal in mind. You have a special occasion, but be mindful of your choices. Like, not every weekend has to be a special occasion, especially if you've got this desired goal for for weight. If you've got a weight loss goal, drinking every weekend isn't going to help you get to that goal. And I really, really question to ask, how much after the first drink do you actually taste? I teach a lot in the Little Black Stretch project about mindful eating. And, after that first glass of wine, how much do you, or, if you really enjoy a cocktail or how much do you actually taste after that first one? And I must check it. There is statistics of how much we actually don't, after that first one. A lot of it is habit, or you're sitting there, and question why you're drinking. Are you drinking because you just want to keep up with your friends? Are you drinking because you really enjoy it, and how much you enjoy it? Or are you drinking because you enjoy the feeling of feeling a little bit tipsy? Is that what makes you feel good? Are you drinking to run away from something? So question those things as to what you're actually doing. Like I said, I really enjoy to have a glass of wine, but I enjoy that glass of wine. I savor it, and I don't scull it down. I taste it, I smell it, I take my time in having it, and it's really enjoyable. And the process of having that is enjoyable, and I enjoy that. But I don't need to have any more than that. I definitely don't enjoy being drunk. I don't enjoy having more than that. So, that's just my opinion. So I ask you to think about, what is it that you enjoy about the alcohol? And is that something that you may actually could get from something else? So is it, do you enjoy sitting there? Do you enjoy the social side of it? Do you enjoy because you and your partner sit down and you have a drink together and you talk? Or do you feel like it relaxes you? Well, there's lots of other things that you could put into place instead of having a drink. Is it a habit? I know myself, I got into a habit of having a drink every night. And again, it was only one glass, but then that one glass turned into two, and then some nights it was three. And before I knew it, I was going through quite a lot. And I was telling myself that I don't drink very much, when actually I was drinking a lot. And those habits just crept in. So I know lots of people feel like they get home from a stressful day and they feel like, I need a glass of wine. Well, maybe you need to go for a walk. So learn to replace that glass of wine after work with a walk or something else, because when we're drinking at home, that one glass of wine is not a standard glass of wine either. And if you are tracking your tracking your food and tracking your macros, are you telling yourself that you have one glass of wine and you're actually having a home pour of glass of wine? Because again, that could be something that could affect your results, because a home pour is a lot bigger than the measured. One bottle, I think I'm just using wine as an example, is 8 glasses or something. I think when you have special occasions, you can definitely drink and you balance it out in your day. So there's things you could do, or you could, if you were planning your food throughout the week, you could save up calories to balance it out at the end of the week. And when you would say, let's say you were going out on Saturday night and you knew you wanted to have a few drinks, you could have a few or less calories or whatever during the week. So then you knew you could bank them up to have at the weekend. So then you knew that your week would still balance out. So there are things like that you can do. I do ask you to be mindful when you're tracking it, what you're putting in there compared to what you're actually having, and be mindful of that, because sometimes what it doesn't say doesn't quite add up. You want to make sure that it fits in with your carb and your fat content when you're tracking it in the MyFitnessPal. So how can you obviously think about drinking a bit more responsibility? So you can, I urge you to learn to compromise. So not every weekend has to be a big occasion. Not every weekend is a special occasion. So you could, if you have this goal in mind, you can choose to say, I've got these 3 things coming up. I'm going to, this wedding I really want to be drinking at, but these other things I think I'm fine, and I'm happy to be the driver, or I'm happy to just have soda water, because I really have this weight loss goal in mind. So I just urge you to learn to compromise, because we can't always have our cake and eat it too, as much as we would all like to. When you are understanding that when you are drinking, you are then, I guess you're flirting with danger a little bit, because you're giving yourself a higher chance of messing up with your food and your sleep, which again is going to, the more you drink, you are going to have a lack of sleep, which is then going to create, you're going to be more hungry, you're going to have less energy, and you're going to have less movement. So they're the knock-on effects, and I guess you need to make that decision yourself and weigh it up. Is it worth it? What's more important to me? Is this goal more important to me? Because trust me, without you can still have a very fun time and not drink alcohol. You can definitely have a great time and not drink. You don't have to drink to have a good time. When you are drinking, though, the other things, again, about being responsible, we talked about flushing out our toxins and those things. So you could think about increasing your water. So you could have a glass of water or soda, per drink, which could help your body flush that out. Those types of things. You could choose your mixes. So if you can make your choice in alcohol. So there are lower calorie wines. I know there was a lower calorie champagne that I was drinking for a while, because I don't like to have too much alcohol. I don't actually like the effect of it. So I enjoy the lower calorie alcohol. There are lower carb beers and all of those types of things that you can get lower in calories as well. So you could think about those options, or you could choose to drink a spirit and soda. Lots of times the sugar, my husband went through a phase where he was drinking a lot of those cans that had the Coke pre-mix in them, and they're just full of sugar. So you can make a choice of to still have the spirit and mix it with soda water, or you could choose a no sugar drink, or something, a sugar-free drink to have in it. And you could also choose a drink limit. So like I said, I know personally I only enjoy I don't really enjoy much. I like to have one glass and really enjoy it, and that's where I'm happy at. And I try to think about sometimes that you're just drinking for the sake of it, and sometimes you could find that you've actually not drunk enough water during the day and you're just drinking alcohol because it's there. So again, it's your choice, but you could choose to have a drink limit of what makes you feel good, it doesn't affect your sleep, and those things like that. So 100% yes, you can drink alcohol and still have fat loss. And but is it the most optimal for the best results? No, it isn't. But if you can learn to drink responsibly, you could learn to make some compromises, have some limits on what your alcohol intake is, you can still definitely get the fat loss results that you want. And that's what I want for you. I want you to learn how your body works, what makes you feel good, and how you can learn to balance that out. And sometimes you find when you decrease your alcohol a little bit, you might be like, actually, I was drinking, some stuff was just drinking out of habit, and I wasn't actually really enjoying the taste of it. It was just become a habit, and I was, going through a bottle a night, and I didn't realize it. So they're the things that you might be more aware of, and you need to weigh up the benefits. So for me, the benefits of drinking over not drinking, for me, it's not really worth it. So I don't really mind. I don't feel like I'm missing out. I still go out and have exactly the same social time and have a great time with my friends and family, and I don't need to be drunk to do so. But again, just work out what works for you, and work out what works for you, and that's what it's all about. It's finding that balance. There is no right or wrong. So if this is something that you think could work for you, make sure you share it and let me know if it has helped you at all, because I would love to know. All right, till we speak again, have a great day.